Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from the Singapore Fintech Festival. Joining me for this segment, we have Rhee, co-founder and chairman of Endowus, to discuss investor access through the digitization of wealth management. Samuel, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Great to be here, Jill.
All right, let's talk about technology and why it's this key to scaling wealth management. It seems to be one of the areas in financial institutions that are a little bit lagging when it comes to digitization. How is this going to help with scaling it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of progress that we're making, especially in the space that we're in, which is wealth technology, the wealth tech space. And what we're about is really empowering the individuals who are not getting the access and the advice at the cost that you would want to in order to achieve better outcomes. So really it's about empowering individuals and families to reach their real financial goals, the bigger ones like retirement adequacy. And technology serves an important purpose because it allows us to scale better experiences at lower cost and give you access to products that individuals did not have before. So really that wealth management gap that is especially pertinent in the affluent or the early high net worth or mass affluent segments, we think that we can solve that with digitization and leveraging technology. What
are some of the challenges and opportunities in private markets and alternatives that investors face?
Well, on the demand side, I think that investors are not very familiar with the asset class, so it is something that we need to do in terms of financial education and improving literacy, advising on the risks that are associated with this asset class, but also the tremendous opportunity that it provides in adjusting risks to something that is appropriate for you to generate better returns. And on the supply side, we're trying to leverage technology, solve the pipes really, because there's a difficulty in accessing these products, and only traditional private banks or large institutions have had access to this asset class. So we think that through technology, solving the access problem, working with partners like iCapital, who's a big player in that space, we are actually working with a lot of GPs, so the biggest players in that space, KKR, Apollo, Carlyle, EQT, etc., to provide access to a broader suite of clients in that sector in affluent and early high net worth.
Well, what are some of the benefits of democratizing private market access?
Well, it's the traditional asset class that's done tremendously well, especially for institutional investors. So the GICs of the world, the Yale endowments, they've led the path in private equity investing, private credit, venture cap, etc. And before Endowus, really, there wasn't a way for retail individual investors who are in that space in affluent and early high net worth to access this product. So what we're doing is providing access through open-ended, what we call liquid alts, or semi-liquid alts, and allowing individuals to access it at lower minimums and at much lower cost.
So tell us a little bit more about your alternative offerings and how they're managed through the proprietary advisor solution.
Yeah, one of the things that we intentionally decided is to avoid the closed-ended funds, which have capital calls, credit risk, and it's something that is less familiar for investors in Asia. So we're focusing on the open-ended mutual funds, and we're really working with the GPs because there's a space that they are not very familiar with either in Asia. In the US, a lot of these guys are going after the individual retirement account pension piece, and I think that's an increasingly interesting area that we'll do. And obviously Endowus is the only digital platform that serves the Central Provident Fund here in Singapore, the pension piece. So we hope to work with these GPs and through technology, maybe even in the future, make it available to individuals through the pension scheme as well. But we're a long way away from that, but we'll take that one step at a time, and I think that the solutions that we provide now give us adequate exposure to that asset class in the way that individuals should be investing.
All right, Samuel, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.